Good. Good morning, everybody. Today's class is going to be on navigating the MLS. I think you all have already used the MLS and you have a pretty good idea of how to do searches, but we're going to go a little deeper and explain pretty much how the MLS works. It's not just going and searching for an active listing and it's only a 3-bedroom and a specific price. We're going to go a little beyond that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to crmls.org. So like you see here, I'm sure you guys have all accessed it because when we do the onboarding, I make sure you guys log in. So log into MLS and then enter your MLS ID, password. Oh, damn it. We'll get my phone. Excuse me one second. It's going to text me a code.
Always the code.
Doesn't mean no good joke.
Okay. It's going to text me. And just so you guys can see, it happens to me too. Where sometimes you're like, why is it asking me for a code? It asks everybody for a code every once in a while. I think when you log in from a different computer. So once you're on this screen, good morning, come on in.
Good to see you.
Good to meet you too.
Yeah.
We're going to click on Matrix to log into the MLS. Escape this. So this is going to be your dashboard. And within your dashboard, you have different like little modules or sections. And you can move these around depending on how you want this set up. And you can move it by clicking on the blue bar and dragging it. This is how I have mine set up. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. And first thing I wanted to talk about is go to settings. So click on your name up here where it says hello Carlos, and yours is going to say hello whatever your name is, and we're going to go to settings. And you want to make sure that your contact information shows up correctly. So make sure that you add your title, which is realtor, sales associate, whatever you want to do, your correct phone number, your correct email address. Save all that. And then there's header and footer. You can add a picture. Make sure your contact information shows correctly on there. Email signature. Add an email signature just like you would in your regular email. And then save. So that's the first thing I wanted to touch on. The next thing is My Matrix. So if you click on My Matrix, it takes you back to the home page or the dashboard page. And within My Matrix, you have a few different things that are going to be very helpful to you later down the line here as we talk about it. So you're going to have, eventually you're going to add contacts, and you're going to find your contacts here. You're going to send out auto emails. You're going to send do save searches, where if you want to save a search where you don't have to enter all the criteria all over again, you can find it here. Sent emails, my listings. So on auto emails, anytime you send out an automatic email or have someone set up on auto emails, you click on that and it shows you, I don't have any auto email set up. But if you had a client that you set up, what an auto email is when it's pretty much saving the criteria for a search. So let's say, for example, I have a buyer that's looking in Irvine, in West Park in Irvine, for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo, attached, 2-car garage. And they're looking up to, I don't know, 1.7. So it saves that criteria. And I tell the MLS, anytime that a new listing comes up with that criteria, I want you to email my client. And that's where this save search is going to be housed. And it's going to send them an email anytime there's a new listing that matches their criteria, a listing that comes back on the market that was previously in escrow that matches that criteria, or if there's a price reduction that matches that criteria. So those are the three things that are going to push uh, initiate the email, and then you'll be able to set up whether they get emails every day. And sometimes there's no new listings every day, so they're just going to get a blank email. Or you can set it to send as soon as possible. As soon as that listing hits the market, you want them to get the email. And we'll talk about that after we do the search.
So if you have several different buyers looking for, then you have to set it up.
You can save a separate search for each
Separate
buyer,
search.
yeah.
Okay.
And then it'll be named by the buyer name or however you name it. So let's say maybe you just want to know what's on the market in your farm area. You can name the search your farm area. So like, let's say we're in West Park. I want to know anytime there's a new listing or something that expires, I'm going to set it up so that I can just click on that and it shows me, or actually it emails me every time something goes into expired listing status, or if there's a new listing, so I can know, hey, there's a new listing in my farm area. Who's the listing agent? Why did they go with that person instead of me, right? So the other thing is save searches. Save searches is an area where the same thing, it saves the criteria. So the 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage, attached condo in West Park. And I want to know anytime something comes on the market. I don't want it to email me, but I just want to be able to click there whenever I want to, and it shows me the results. That's what save searches are. And I use these save searches because you're able to make them or mark them as favorites. And when you mark them as favorites, they show up on your homepage. And if you notice here, these are some that I'm looking at. So I want to just be able to not have to go to my matrix, save searches, then look for them. These are the ones that I want to keep. Like there's an area that I'm marketing to in where I live, and it tells me I have it set for sold, active, expired, anything here. So I just click on that and it gives me the results. There's nothing available there right now. But I click on here every day to see if there's a new listing, right? I don't have to enter all the criteria. I already know exactly where it's mapped and what I'm looking for. And it's just an easy search. Okay, now let's do a search. We have a buyer. Let's use my example. All the searches are found under search. So you hover over search. You have residential for resale. You have residential income. These are like rental properties. It could be a condo that someone, most likely you're not going to find a condo here, but once in a while people enter condos in here. You're most likely going to find duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, 7 units, 10 units, those type of properties. Residential lease, this is where you're going to find a property for rent or lease, right? So if you have a tenant that's looking for something to lease, that's where you're going to look. Land, you're not going to find many land listings on here because they have CoStar, which is more commercial properties, is where they list commercial properties. You're going to find some on here, but not many. And that's vacant land. Sometimes they'll have like a structure that's just demoable, something they could demo, right? And then manufactured, so this is mobile homes, manufactured homes. Commercial properties, again, you're going to see some commercial properties here, but not that many. Most of them, again, are listed under CoStar or LoopNet. Those are commercial like MLSs. Let's see. Cross property search, this is like if you want to just look for everything. Maybe you want to look for things that are for sale and for rent in a specific area or whatever it is, anything. So when you select this and you enter an area, it gives you everything that's on the market, or if you say sold or whatever it is, whatever the status is, whether it's for rent, if it's for sale, if it's commercial, if it's income property, it'll show you everything. And then open house, you can find open houses that are happening this weekend. So if you want to send your client to an open house, you could say, show me all the open houses in Irvine, and then pick out the ones, tell your client, hey, there's these open houses from this time to this time. You can go visit them this weekend. Let me know if you're interested in any of them. Maybe you're busy, maybe they don't want you around. They just want to look on their own. Or you can also look for broker previews on here. So if you want to visit broker preview in your neighborhood or your market area, you can look it up here. So that being said, let's do a search. I'm going to hover over search residential detail. And I'm going to do this by columns. So we're going to do the left column first. I wanted to see everything that's active and coming soon. And I'm looking for a condo. And I want attached, yes. So this is going to be a big search criteria piece or field, because sometimes your client doesn't want attached. So you have to tell it here no. I don't know why they don't just give you like attached or detached button. Pick one or the other. It's confusing, right? So you have to say attached, yes or no. In this case, it's yes. So that's all I'm going to mark on the left column. Then we're going to go to the middle column. It's California, Orange County, or you can select it from the list. And then it's Irvine, or you can select it from the list. So it's important to select a county, because if you don't select a county, it's going to give you all the cities in the MLS. And that's a lot of things. So if you type in or select a county, excuse me, it's going to show you the cities within that county only. And then we're going to go down to area. So I said West Park, we're going to look in West Park. Not every city is divided into like little villages like Irvine is. A lot of South County cities are. Northern cities are usually not. You know, you have maybe it's separated by like Costa Mesa is West Costa Mesa, West Side Costa Mesa, East Side Costa Mesa. And I think that's it. And then like
Saturday, Anaheim Hills.
yeah, and then Orange is like area, whatever. There's certain areas. So it's not separated by villages like this. So if you know the area, good. If you don't, you can always map it out. So in this example, we're going to select West Park. And you can even go further and select a tract within West Park. So if they know exactly where they want to live, you can do that, right? If not, they just want to live in West Park, they don't care where, then listen, we're just going to do West Park. So that's all I'm going to select in this middle column. Then we're going to go over to the right column. And then I said they can afford up to 1,750, right? 1,750,000, there's a zero. And then I'm going to enter the minus sign. That means 1,750,000 or less. If I were to put the plus sign there instead of minus, it would be 1,750,000 or more. So it's only going to show me in this case everything under 1,750,000. And they wanted 3 bedrooms plus. I'm going to do 3 or more. And why is this thing not hiding? Okay. So it gives me there's 3 matches. You guys see down here it says 3 matches, the bottom left. I can click on the map or click on results on top or here on the bottom, same thing. But I want to see where they're located on the map. So I'm just going to click on map. It's going to show me where they're located. Okay, it's in West Park. I can click on results. Well, let me backtrack here. If I wanted to see like a brief description of each one or address, like things like that, I can just click on it, view like a little brief snapshot of it, go to the next one, same thing, right? Or I can go to results, and it gives me like a summary of it. Here's the MLS ID, status is active, subtype is condo attached, it's condo A, and then the street address, 4 Imperial Isle, city Irvine, area West Park, type of sale standard, and there's standard, there's trust sale, like maybe it's being sold from a trust. There's short. I haven't seen short sale in a while, but there's REOs. I don't know what the abbreviation is for bank owned, but the standard is what you're going to mostly find in the MLS. And then it's going to say list price. So you see L/C price, that means list/close price. So if these were sold, it would show you the sold price here. And then when you go into the listing, you can see what it was listed at. But right here it's active, so it's going to show listing price. And then this is price per square foot, the next column. And then the column over is bedrooms and bathrooms. If you notice the first number is the bedrooms slash, and then everything on the right of the slash is bathrooms. So there's 4 different options here. So The first one is full bathrooms. So in this example, 2 full bathrooms, 0 3/4 baths, and 1 half bath, and there's 0 quarter baths. So it's full, 3/4, half, and quarter. Do you guys know what the difference is between all those? What's the difference?
The full is should has a bathtub and also.
Yeah, bathtub and shower, yeah.
Yeah, the half one is the standard full bathroom, and then the third one is you only can have a wash. Yeah,
Yeah, so the 3/4 baths has a shower.
Yeah,
Half bath, I guess they call half baths, it's supposed to be just a toilet, but some people call the shower half bath, I don't know. But it's supposed to be just the toilet and the sink, right?
Yeah.
And then a quarter bath is the sink.
yeah.
Yeah, just to wash your hands.
Yeah.
I've never seen one of those before. And then, so then the next column is square feet. And then the little letter next to it is per the appraiser or per public record. That's what the initial is there. And then the year built. And then per the assessor, per public records. So it's going to tell you the source. And if you scroll over, it's going to show you days on market. So this is a good example here. I'm glad this came up. You're going to see days on market / cumulative days on market. So in this example, it was on the market for 60 days or 59 days, let's say. And let's say they canceled they either canceled the listing or expired. And then they came back on the market within 30 days of that. So now it's been on the market, probably it's been marketed for 60 days total, but 59 days on the previous contract and 1 day on this new contract. So it's relisted with another agent or with the same agent, just relisted. That means that they took it off the MLS and it came back onto the MLS again as a new listing. And that's why it shows that. So let me click on that number and show you. So if you see here, it went on the market on July 1st. Actually, came on back here in June. And then it went to pending. When it goes to pending, it pauses the days on market. So it's probably more than 60 days, right? If you guys are counting the numbers, but it pauses when it's in pending. And then it went back to active and then it canceled it. Came back on the market. This is pretty cool because I like to tell you guys about this. It tells a story about the listing. What have they done with this listing? What has been going on? What's the activity? So in this case, it was active. It went into escrow, was pending, came back to active, and then it canceled. And then it came back on the market on July 1st, and then they canceled it on August 12th. And then it came back on the market again, August 12th.
Is
So-
K is cancer?
Case canceled, yeah.
Oh, now I see, huh? That's very,
No.
okay, okay.
All the
Yeah,
same
I don't
agent.
remember that, yeah.
So on the data, could we know the reason? Could we?
No, you don't know the reason. You just know that it was on the market and they had an offer because they were in escrow that they accepted, and then they went back to active. So you can tell, like, if a property went into escrow 3 or 4 times, and then you can wonder why. Why did they cancel every time? Because if you just look at days on market, you just look at the number. But when you click on the number, you can see the story behind it, right? If you just look at the number, you can't tell that it was in escrow 3 times.
Mm.
When you click on the number, you can tell that it was in escrow 3 different times because it tells you there. And then you can ask yourself, why? Why did this fall out of escrow 3 times? Is there something wrong with the property? Then you might have a better opportunity to negotiate, right? Because if it fell out 3 times, the seller's probably like, oh my God, I just want to get rid of this thing. I don't want to go through this anymore. And maybe you caught them at that point where they're willing to negotiate now.
Okay, the reason for that is that disclosure is that, you can ask the seller's agent, listing agent.
Yeah, but they don't have to tell you.
Oh, okay, but they're not obligated or
They're not.
something, okay.
They're not.
But sometimes also like the seller is stubborn, right? And then they couldn't like appraisal their price, and then the buyer cannot qualify the mortgage.
Yeah, but there's different things you can do. If it doesn't appraise, you can renegotiate the price.
Yeah,
And then maybe, drop the price to whatever the appraised price is, or the buyer can come in with the difference,
yeah,
right, in cash, or they can split the difference where
yeah,
they'll say, hey, we're off by 50,000. How about I pay 25,000 and you pay 25,000?
Yeah.
Like we split it.
Yeah.
You drop the price 25,000. So there's different things that can happen, or the buyer can just cancel. So if it doesn't appraise, I think most likely seller's going to be like, okay, let's negotiate. So you guys understand this? This is good? All right, cool. So, and otherwise you're just gonna see 13 days, 13 days. That means it's under the same contract. It's only been marketed for 13 days. So before, they just made a change, I think it was earlier this year, where after the listing expired or canceled, you had to wait 90 days or 3 months so that it would reset the days on market. So like if I relisted it a month later after it canceled or expired, it would show day one, but also cumulative days, all the days that it was on the market before. But if you waited 3 months, it would start off with 0, 0. Now they moved it to 1 month. So this is good. This is good for everybody, right? But because before you had to tell your seller like, hey, we have to wait 3 months before you put it back on the market to be 0, 0. And the seller's just like, oh my God, is there anything else we can do? No, but that changed. So it's a good thing. All right, any questions there?
yeah. So you say this one, so how about if they change the agent? And then they need to waive the protection date, right? Then after they cancel,
Yes.
and then they have to wait.
Yeah, they have to wait 30 days if they cancel.
Yeah,
Unless the agent agrees to cancel it immediately. Otherwise, they can cancel it, but it cancels in 30 days, depending on if it's exclusive or non-exclusive. There's something in the listing contract. Also, you can't cancel it unilaterally. It has to be agreed to. No, I'm sorry, that's with the BRBC. With the listing agreement, if the buyer wants to cancel, they can't cancel unilaterally. The agent still has a listing for the duration of the period, so they don't have to cancel in the MLS. They could change the status to withdrawn. And it stays as withdrawn, so it's not on the market, but it's still in the MLS. You still have the listing. And so no one else can list it.
Yeah.
But if someone else does, you're still entitled to permission. Right? But if you both agree to cancel mutually, then the agent can cancel in the MLS, and then the seller is, allowed to list with somebody else. But again, even if it's with someone else, you're still gonna have cumulative days on market unless you wait 30 days. Then it starts 0, 0. Okay, so let's click on one of these listings here. I'm gonna click on the first one. And it's gonna give you the same information that we just saw, the address, status, price, all this information we just saw up at the top. And then pictures. So you can either scroll through the pictures here or click on the picture to blow it up and then scroll through the pictures. And then it's going to show you the open house dates. They're going to have an open house on Saturday the 15th from 11 to 2, 16th from 11 to 2. And then you can even find it on the map if you click on here. And if you click on the parcel number, it takes you to the tax records, the realist tax report for it. So if I click on that, it tells you who the owner is, when they purchased it, I think how much they purchased it for, and all that. So here it tells you it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Come on. Sale date the 20. So 1,150,000. That's what they bought it for. Yeah, let's scroll down to see that. But there's more information about it here. Here's the owner's name. It also tells you like an estimated list price value. So right here, this is what the system thinks that it's worth based on the comps. And then when did the sellers buy this house? It says 2021, right? But let's see. Assess value.
Carlos, do you think that's where Zillow's getting the Z price and all that stuff? Like, they just pull it from these tax records or?
No, they each have their own valuation algorithm or program, whatever they do. But I'm sure they use similar algorithms. What most algorithms do is they take 1 mile radius around the property and look for recent sales that I guess try to match the criteria, and they come up with the estimated list price or sale price. The problem with that is that, especially in cities like Irvine, is you have different tracks next to each other that are within that 1 mile radius. Some are newer homes, some are older homes, and you can't compare this style home to this style home or these newer homes to these older homes and expect to come up with the that's why they need you. That's why they need realtors.
Carlos,
Yeah.
is there any way from MLS we can find the owner contact number?
I don't think so.
Find the what?
Contact number?
No,
No.
MLS doesn't show that. No. So anyway, we're gonna scroll down, then you're gonna see the description of the property. And then again, the area, price, all these things. Air conditioning, room types, appliances, parking, a bunch of different information here. Appliances. And then we scroll down a little bit, you're gonna see HOA. There's 2 HOA fees here, and then the names and the phone numbers of the HOA. And you keep scrolling and you're gonna see the agent's showing information and the agent's contact information and the brokerage information down here. And then also showing instructions, very important if you're gonna show property, that you adhere to showing instructions. And again, everyone's gonna have different showing instructions. Some might not have anything on there. If that's the case, reach out to the agent to find out what the showing instructions are, because some might say go direct. Okay, then just go direct. They're gonna know you're there because your lockbox, when you open the lockbox, it's gonna tell them that you were there. Some are gonna say, text for an appointment, or text me desired time and date and wait for confirmation. Or some are gonna say, you must schedule 24 hours prior to showing. So you're gonna have different showing instructions. So again, make sure that's very important. And some are even gonna tell you under private remarks right here, what to submit with your offer. Submit the RPA with the pre-approval and proof of funds. So make sure that you read this stuff, because some may just ask for a little bit more, or submit your offers in this link, on this link. So you have to click on the link and you have to upload your offer. Just like, dude, just check your email, you know? But if you want to get your client's offer accepted, you're going to follow the instructions that they give you, right? So, okay, so let's scroll back up. Any questions on this, on the listing?
Yeah, I do have, that the agent's remarks down there, if the owner has the pet, okay? So please be aware of, there's a
Yeah.
pet animal. You put that right there or no?
Yeah, there might be special instructions where it says, hey, there's a pet in the property, make sure that you don't let the cat out or something.
Yeah, something like, is it going to be right there on a showing instruction? that
It
we
should
put
be,
there?
it could be under showing instructions, it could be under private remarks.
Yeah, mhm.
Yeah,
Those, the remarks, how the.
and this is only for agents to see in the MLS. This is not shown in Zillow or any other website. This is only for the
agent
MLS. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Mhm.
And then also, if you want to schedule showing, some agents might say schedule using showing time. Showing time is like an app that has a calendar that you can see what times are available, and you click on the time to reserve it, and then it lets the listing agent know, and the listing agent has to approve it, and then that's how you schedule your showings. I don't like showing time, but
Mhm.
you know, a lot of people love it. And also, there's different displays that you can use. So this is a 360 property view. We can go to the one line, which is what we had before. We can go to agent full, which is also pretty much like the one that we saw with the full report. There's a agent short, and it shows you like a brief listing for each one. So you guys can play around with whatever display you want to use to see all the listings. I like the one line display, and you can create your own display. I'll show you guys how to do that a little bit later, where I only want to see the address and the bedrooms, baths, and the price. That's it, right? Maybe that's all you want to see. And you can add a display in here that's custom to that. So when you select it, that's all it shows you, which is, I think, a pretty cool feature that you can create your own custom display. Anyway, so that's a search using the criteria. So sometimes when you have to keep in mind that agents are not perfect. Where people, sometimes we don't know everything, and sometimes you get people, agents from out of the area that are listing in Irvine, and they don't know what West Park is, and they don't know what, the different tracks are. So if I was going to look for properties in West Park, a specific area, I don't know where the boundaries are in West Park, but if I was like a listing agent in West Park, I would know. I would actually go back to criteria, and after I enter all this criteria, I would not select West Park from here, but I want to see where it is first, like where the boundaries are. So I'm just gonna look, so Harvard, I'll just look up from this street to this street and then like here, just like this box here. Okay. So actually, I'll make the box now. I'll say I'm gonna go from here, here, and I'm using the polygon tool. Or you can select the radius tool or the square tool, rectangle tool to create shapes. But I'm gonna go back to my criteria and I'm gonna remove West Park. Because some agents don't enter West Park. And now let's look to see if there's more. See, there was 3 before, now there's 4. This might not be West Park, I don't know. But so do you guys understand what I'm getting at here? That don't just rely on the information based on like selecting the track. Sometimes you're gonna want to use the map to get better results. Let's see if that's West Park too. Oh, it's Woodbridge. I went into Woodbridge. That one. Okay. But if I knew the area, maybe there could have been 2 more there from an out of area agent that I would have lost out on. All right. So now, let's say I want to do a new search. So I'm going to go to residential detail. And I want to look for active, again, pretty much the same thing. I want 1,750,000 minus, and I want 3 bedrooms plus. And I want to look for properties. I'm not even going to enter a county or anything like that. I just want everything within half a mile of this office here. And then you're going to select it. Select the address when you type it in. And now it's going to give me every active listing under 1,750,000 that's with 3 bedrooms around this office. You guys see that? This is the office here. And it did a half-mile radius around the office. Because you might have a buyer that wants to live within a mile of their job and they just want to walk there. So this is a half-mile radius around the office. So there's different things you could do. And if I wanted to make this bigger than half a mile, I can just like click here and extend it. You see how it changes the number in the middle? Now it's going all the way out to, wait, did I pass it? Right, there's 1 mile right there. Now it's a 1 mile radius.
Carlos, I have one more question.
Yes,
So in the 1 mile radius, if I want any new properties coming or any property is getting expired, if I want notification for that, can I get that?
yeah, that's a good transition. You guys are comfortable with doing a search, right? Enter the criteria, column 1, column 2, column 3. Also, I don't like to enter bathrooms into the criteria because I like to see what's available with the number of bedrooms that we're searching, right? Because again, sometimes agents don't enter the information correctly. It might be 1.5 bath, but the agent entered it as 2 bathrooms. So I don't enter bathrooms when I'm doing the search. I enter bedrooms and the price and then the area, all that stuff. And then I filter through myself. I look through each one. Okay, this is 2 full baths or 2.5 baths or whatever it is. So keep that in mind. And then also square footage. You could do, let me go back just to show you guys. Maybe they want something that's over 2,000 square feet. So you can click on living area, you get 2,000 plus square feet. And then what did that take it to? Where's results? 0 matches. So the 0 matches. Wait, is that 20? Yeah. Results, come on. One match. Okay. So this is, let's say this is a criteria for our client that we want to send an automatic email to. This criteria is what's going to save. So we're going to go to results. And even though there's one, it doesn't matter what the result is. We're just going to go to save, new auto email. And then I'm going to send it to Cecilia. She's my client. Or you're going to add a new contact. New contact requires first name, last name, and email address. So make sure you add your buyer in there. And then this is going to be West Park Homes for sale. Whatever subject you want to add. And then there's going to be like a generic message here. You keep scrolling down, and the default is to send every morning of the week. But that's whether there's a new listing or not. They're gonna receive an email. And that could be annoying, and then I can see people unsubscribing from that. So I like to check mark as soon as possible. Only send Cecilia an email if there's a new listing, when it comes available, if there's a price change to what the criteria says, or if something comes back on the market that meets the criteria. And then I'm going to click on save. And then when I click on save, it's going to say here, let me change the auto email here to me. Test. And then I'm going to click save. And I want to show you guys how it looks. So now I can go to my matrix and auto emails. And I can see my auto email there. And I can make changes to it. Let's say they want 2 miles. I could change it to 2 miles. Let's say they qualify for 1.5, so I'm going to go 1.5. Or maybe they want 1,500 plus square feet. I can go in and change it. But one thing you have to let your client know is that when they receive that email, the first email, they have to log in and make an account. Otherwise, it's not going to activate it. If they just receive the email and they look at whatever first listing came through and delete the email, they're not going to receive auto emails. They have to click on the email and then create account, create a username and password, and then that activates it. So now they'll start receiving the auto emails. Okay, let's go back now.
Question, Chris.
Yes.
Do you ever use your own email if like clients like, I don't need any more emails, you track that for me? Is that a good way for you to like get jogged when things come up or when there's like good status changes that you want to be kept apprised of?
You could set yourself up on an auto email, yeah, for a client. And you can name it whatever that client
I
is.
have like my email box is loaded with like, you know, like because my clients are just like, I don't want to receive.
Well, that's the thing.
But then some of them, like 1 out of 10 is like, yeah, every Friday, that would be great. If like I could get it at 5 o'clock, I'm on the bus.
Yeah, but the problem with that is what if they miss out?
Right.
If it came on the market Monday or Sunday and they don't get the email till Friday,
Yeah.
they've already shown the property, they already got 10 offers, and then like they miss out because or they don't even see it because it's already in escrow. Right. So that's why I recommend selecting that as soon as possible. So they're only going to get an email. They're not getting an email every day. They're only getting it when something hits the market. And you don't have new listings every single day for that area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And same with the expired listing too, right?
what about the expired?
The listing whichever is getting expired, you will get the mail.
You can set it up to receive expires, yes. Yeah. Okay, so make sure that you let your clients know to activate that by creating an account. Let's go back to, so here's another little tip. If you click on recent searches, you can go back to the search that you just made or any of the searches that you made earlier without having to retype everything. It's pretty cool, right? Okay, so now let's say we're back at the results here. We've entered all the criteria within a mile from from the office. Click results. Now I can do we're going to send out, select the listing. You have to select the listings that you want to send out. So you might have a list of 10 properties, but you only want to send out 3. You check mark the 3 that you want, and you're going to say email. And then you're going to email them. And then you're going to say whatever, West Park listings. And then, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, please find attached the listings that I found. And this is if they just want to, hey, what's available right now? Don't send me up in an auto email, just send me what's available now. So this is for that type of situation. And then, let me know if you would like see these properties, blah, blah, blah. And then you're gonna hit send. And they're gonna get the email, they're gonna look at the properties, whatever it is. So there's a difference, right? You're gonna send either just one email or you're gonna set them up on an auto email. Any questions on any of those? Because I'm gonna ask you guys to set me up on an auto email and then send me an email of some listings later on as homework. Let's see, let's go through, what else are we doing here? Talked about email, auto email, save searches. Okay. This is a little more advanced. So this is creating a custom display and a custom export. Let's say I want to export some of these properties here. So let's say I have results here. I want to select all of these and I want to export them into an Excel spreadsheet because I'm going to do some Excel stuff with it, right? I can export the one-line report and open it. See if it opens here. Okay. So this is how I was going to export it. Maybe I'm going to use the information. Maybe I'm going to say, let's see, sold price. And then I'm going to do average sold price. So I'm going to do a marketing piece where I'm going to say the average sold price for in the last 3 months is this. The average price per square foot is this, in the area, or the average days on market is this. You can do all that stuff here in Excel. Or maybe you just want to keep record of it for some reason. It's your farm area, whatever, right? Let's see. There's different displays. This is one I did for the class one time. Just to show you guys an example of how we can create custom exports. Come on. Update. All right, well, that's doing that. Let me show you guys how to do that, the custom exports and custom displays. We're going to go to your name up here on the top right and go to settings. And then you're going to go to custom displays. Custom displays is just for you to look at when you're looking at it, right? Then we're going to do custom exports afterwards. So I want to add a custom display that I'm going to say add. I want it to show city. Well, hold on, that's the name. This is going to be class test 1 is what I'm going to name it. And then I'm going to add, let's see, city. So I'm going to add city. I want to add address. Come on, there you go. Okay, address. I want address. And then I want to add list price. So everything that I'm adding to this window on the right is what's going to show up. And I can change sorry, this bar keeps being in the way. I want to move the address to be first, and then the city second, and the list price after, and then I want days on market. Days on market, days active. Let's do days active in the MLS and add that. And I'm going to move that down so it'll be the 4th column. And let's say this is all I want on my display. So I'm going to save this. And now when I go to the MLS and go to one of my searches, just pick any of them here. And Right now, we're looking at the my agent one line display, shows all this information. Then I'm gonna go to class test one, which is the one we just made. Now it's only gonna show me those 4 columns. I didn't select distance, did I? Is that in there? Oh, because I have the radius selected, that's why. Yeah, so it's address, city, price, and then days active in MLS. So maybe this is all I want to look at. You guys can narrow it down to whatever information you want to look at. And then, no, so now let's make a custom export. So we're gonna go back to your name, settings, custom exports. We're gonna create a new export, so add export. And this one's gonna be class test one export. And let's say we want to add, again, city, my export. And I want address. Internet address. I don't know, let's see what that is first. And then I want to say price. We want list price. And then what else do you guys want? Agent name. Let's see who the agent name is. Let's do name. List agent. First name, last name, and I want the office also. Okay, that's all I want. So then I'm gonna move up address because I want that first. Okay, and then, all right, so I'm gonna save this. Remember, this is all I'm gonna have on that export that I just created. So then I'm gonna go to, sorry, over here, my recent searches. And let's do another one that has like more. Yeah, there's 3 results. Okay. And then I'm gonna select all 3 and do export. And I'm gonna do, what was it? Class test 1, export. And then I'm gonna open that. And city price, where's the agent name? Oh, it's not the one that I wanted. It's the class test 1 export. You guys see it anywhere? Right there.
Right there.
Agent name. And then, I don't know why this one doesn't have a agent name. Maybe these are sold? Oh, maybe. So it shows the listing agents. So these are probably, this one's probably active and the other ones are not. I don't know, or sold agent, I don't know what it is. Anyway, see how you just exported the content that we asked it for? Any questions on that? Anybody at home? Is anyone still there? Yeah. You guys got it all down, Joan?
Still here. I got it. No questions
Okay.
though. Thank you.
All right. So you guys gonna be experts, right?
No.
So I would recommend that you guys test out the auto emails with yourselves. Set up some criteria, set yourself up on an auto email, and then create an account like with a different email, right? As the buyer. And then just see what happens. You want to know what they see. You want to see what they see. So that way when they email you or call you, hey, I got this email from you, what do I do? You want to know what to tell them. And you also want to see what it looks like when they receive an email with listings, just an email, not an auto email. So just go practice and practice the custom exports, custom displays, because again, you're going to get to a point where there's only certain criteria you're going to want to see on the display or on an export. Maybe you're going to do a market update display because you want to do a market update and you want to export only property address, bedrooms, bathroom square footage, sold price, days on market. And I only want to export that data. You're going to copy that, paste it into your flyer. You don't have to do anything. Because normally you'd have to type all that stuff out. So if there's no questions, we're just gonna end it here. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Next week, the class is gonna be on working with the buyer in the purchase process. So the last couple classes was on marketing, with social media marketing, and that's to generate leads. This class is to teach you how to search for properties for the leads. Maybe somebody called you on one of your flyers that you sent out or your social media, said, hey, I'm thinking of buying a property. So now I taught you guys how to search for a property. And then next week, I'm gonna show you guys what to do when you're working with the buyer after you find a property for them. So working with the buyer in the purchase process. So I will see you guys next week.
Thank you, Carlos.
You're welcome.